Hello, everybody. It's Nuba on the Nile
and Michael Kento.
from Team Group Mega.
So, we made our first deck review, the Night March thing, which wasn't actually that exciting because I just destroyed a whole bunch of noobs that were really bad at Pokemon. No offense if you guys are ever watching this again, but so we're making a deck review of a deck that's incredibly popular. Stop.
No, I'm not gonna stop.
Called Greninja Break.
From Breakpoint.
From Breakpoint. So it consists just around using Greninja Break to do lots and lots of damage. So you want to start out with three
Froakie.
closer.
Just because
Three Froakie. The bubble. Okay.
It's not because of Bubble, but it's really just
No,
because of its evolution.
Stop, please. So Bubble gives you 1 turn of paralysis, which can give you the life or death of your game. You only run 3 because you'll see in a second. 3 Froakie.
Let's put them over here. It's fine, Michael. Okay, Michael?
Then you'll be able to see all 3. This is horrible.
Okay, we're going to have
So,
to focus. Okay. So,
I blame your stupid iPad. So, then you want to run 4 Frogadier. So, you might be thinking, oh my god, why are you so stupid? You got 3 Froakie, but 4 Frogadier, but let's attack water duplicates. Probably shouldn't use the reverse hollow. Water duplicates lets you search your deck for 3 Frogadier and put them on your bench without having to evolve them. So that basically gets you a turn 1 Frogadier. Turn 1, you say? You'll see in a second. So, you got your 3 Frogadier, right? So, obviously, you want 4
Frogadier.
4 Greninja. Wait. So, you want your 4 Greninja from Breakpoint. Its first attack, Shadow Stitching.
Disables abilities for a turn.
Disables abilities for a turn, thank you. And then Moonlight Slash, if you can pick up a water energy and just slap him for 20 more damage.
And sadly, the other Greninja isn't. It's going out of rotation.
Expanding out, so I mean, it's also because I'm too cheap to buy one.
But it's better just to have
4 of the same consistent ones.
And there's really no point of having Water Shuriken and Giant Water Shuriken because
there is. It lets you slap an extra 150. That's just my personal choice. I like 4 of the Breakpoint one.
Okay.
So then you use 2 only. You only need really 2 Greninja Break,
which has the ability. Giant Water Shuriken, which does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon if you discard a water energy.
It has to be your active though,
yeah.
So you could say run 4, but you wouldn't be able to get all of them in your active because you can only switch once per turn. Having 2 lets you slap about 120 to 200 damage on a single Pokemon. So the next cards are Remoraid. Any Remoraid works. I have 1 of each. I got 1 Wild River and then 1 Ion Pool. There's only 1 right now from Breakthrough. But we don't care about Remoraid. We care about its evolution,
which is Octillery, which is mainly just some draw support.
So remember, if you guys have watched Nicomon's Nicomon's video where he opens the Breakpoint, he was attempting to get Octillery. Octillery allows you to draw cards until you have 5 once per turn, which is a good alternate for Shaman in a deck that wants to be winning in prizes most of the time.
Oh, that's a hollow, isn't it?
Yeah, I bought 2 hollows for Christmas.
Okay.
So, Octillery's from Breakthrough, so don't buy Breakpoint if you're looking for Octillery. So, that's Pokemon. So, you probably want to put them farther out.
Yeah, I will.
Stop.
I'm just going to,
Okay, so,
stack them. So here are all the Pokemon.
So the Pokemon. So put those over there, I guess.
I'll put them right there.
So next up are the trainers. Items really first. So first up we got VS Seeker. Probably one of the most expensive trainer cards. Stop kicking the starter ball. Trainer cards in the game. Put a supporter card from your discard pile and put it in your hand. So these are pretty hefty expensive. You're in 4 of them. This lets you get Wallies and extra stuff. Okay.
Next cards are
our trainer's mail, sorry, are also pretty expensive. They're $2 a piece, over $9 for the VS Seekers. So lets you look at top 4 and grab any trainer excluding trainer's mail. So it's basically like a Skyla, except without having to waste any precious supporters. So,
but Skyla is look through your deck, not look at the top 4.
This lets you shred through your cards really fast. So, Octillery show them. I'll show you Octillery in a second. Octillery has a pretty hefty retreat cost of 2. In a deck that wants to be moving through cards really fast, you don't want a 2 energy Pokemon that could be easily one-shotted, only having 90 HP. You'd want Floatstone. You'd want them on 2 Floatstone. Floatstone just lets you
have no retreat cost.
Yeah, no retreat cost for one of your Pokemon.
And it's also helpful just for bringing back out Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like,
so, like, let's say you lose one of your Greninja breaks, and then you have a 50% chance of getting your second Greninja break through let's say getting an N. Okay, so then you'd want to take, instead of taking a risk of putting out a Greninja, you'd want to take the risk of putting out Octillery that's free retreat. That's what happened a lot during Worlds and Nationals a few years ago, when people had Keldeos and stuff, and the Keldeos would be the cannon fodder. So you got Bursting Balloon. This is another really good card for Greninja Break, because it's kind of like if you don't want to if it doesn't do more than 60 damage, it's kind of just a waste of a part. But so if they attack you, they take 60 damage. It says you can put this on one of your Pokemon, but you have to discard at the end of your opponent's next turn. So basically, when they attack your Pokemon, they take 60 damage back. So then that's really good and pretty hefty. It's obnoxious too if you're trying to kill stuff, but you can't get the right amount of damage, and they just flash back at you. So, because this deck is incredibly, I wouldn't say slow, but it can be pretty hard to get out if you're really unlucky. So, you got 2 Evosoda.
They just help you evolve your Pokemon.
So it lets you on turn 2 evolve Pokemon, and it's a pretty good way to look through your deck really fast.
Next card we have is
Dive Ball.
Dive Ball. Just lets you search your deck for any water Pokemon.
So basically, you can run 3 of those. Lets you grab any water Pokemon from your deck, shuffle your deck like anything else. It's okay in situations when you don't have 3 cards in your hand to use Ultra Ball. So
maybe you're about to get knocked out.
Yeah, you need like another Octillery or something. Dive Ball is just the way to go and get free cards without having to sacrifice any cards you may need later. So even though we run Dive Ball, every deck does run Ultra Ball too.
Just because you might want to discard some cards they don't want.
Vrokies, water energies. So this lets you grab any Pokemon. All the Pokemon are water, so it's an either or, but this lets you clear out room for Octillery doing more damage. You have to discard 2 cards and grab 1 Pokemon. It's okay And I do prefer it over Dive Ball sometimes. What did you do? Okay, so
I didn't do anything.
So you got town map.
Is that my Wally that I just packed?
Yeah. So yeah, I stole that out of your binder. So I can't get it to focus. So okay, I'll just tell you. So town map lets you look at your prize cards, and it lets it keep it as like just there, face up. So that's really good when you in a deck that relies on trying to get your Greninja breaks. Just shows you where your cards are when you want them and where you want them. Next you got Battle Compressor. It's to get so in late game when you've got yourself 4 Greninjas in play, you're not going to need any more Froakie. So to make the deck more consistent, you'd want to use Battle Compressor to discard 3 Froakie, or maybe 2 Froakie and a Water Energy because you only run 3 Froakie. So you wouldn't want to do this at the very beginning of the game. You'd want to do this probably mid-game or late game when you really need the finishing blow card.
And the reason you might have to discard Froakie is because of Frogadier.
No, yeah, because it makes it more consistent. And then the final card for items is Random Receiver. It basically lets you grab 1 supporter card from your deck through revealing. Although it does kind of give away your deck sometimes, it can be really useful when you're looking for 1 more supporter card to finish the game.
Is this deck sort of weak to item lock? Because we do run a ton of items.
Not really. You'll see.
Okay.
So, 4 VS Seeker, 4 Trainer's Mail, 2 Floatstone, 2 Bursting Balloon, 2 Evo Soda, 3 Dive Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 1 Town Map, 1 Battle Compressor, and 1 Random Receiver. That's items.
And now we'll move on to
supporters.
So, first off, we have
Wally.
We run 3 of them, just to evolve your...
So, this lets you... So, remember when I said you get the turn 1 Frogadiers? Well, this lets you really quickly, because this says on... Search check for a Pokemon that evolves from one of your Pokemon. Put it on your deck. You can use this card even if it's the first turn. So, you basically go ham on these, and it's really fun because you can get the Frogadier really quick.
And you can use this several times in the game due to the VS Seekers.
Yeah. So, you run 3 of them for the maximizing the chances of getting on turn 1 for the 4 Frogadier.
The next card we have is Fisherman.
Fishy Bear! I'm sorry. So, it lets you grab 4 Water Energy or 4 Basic Energy from your deck and put them in your hand. That makes it a little less consistent for your auxiliaries, but it does let you get, like, 3 energies out to do against your opponents to slap lots of damage on using Greninja Break.
Why don't you just use Energy Retrieval?
It's just easier. It gets you 4, and you can be a Seeker, right?
Okay.
Then you got your fancy cards like you got the quote unquote best card in the game. I say this is probably one of the best. Professor Sycamore. People say that it's not, especially people at our league. Some people said that it sucks. You discard your hand and draw a new 7. Well, maybe sometimes you have a really bad hand or cards you don't really need at the time, and you just drop your hand and get a new hand. That's really good sometimes. Especially in a deck that needs lots and lots of cards on turn 1. Next you got your 2 N.
It shows us the other one.
So you got the N full art and the N. You don't need the full art one. It's not required. So, got the 2 N. They're really good. Especially, sure, you're going to be piercing cards really fast. But when you're losing and you need the final blow, N's a good card to stall away if you can't get the card you need. And so what N does is it shuffles both players' hands into their decks, and then they draw cards equal to the remaining prize cards. So let's say you have 3 and that your opponent has like 4. You get 3 cards. 3 cards is okay, especially when you have artillery in your deck or your bench, and your opponent just ends up with 4 cards. Which is sometimes bad for them when they have a very large hand.
Yeah.
So, remember how we had artillery?
So we had some technical difficulties, but you know, we're starting off again. We're gonna
We had a large debate on who should finish the video, and I guess you on the Nile wants to.
Okay, well.
Although you have no clue how to play.
So something to do with artillery, what Michael was saying.
Olympia.
You know, switch your.
It lets you switch your Pokemon out, and then you heal 30 damage from it. So if you can't get a Floatstone out, you can just once you heal it off.
Yep.
Heal some damage. If it's like you're against a Exam deck.
Jurassic, it can discard a special energy or tool attached to either
Pokemon. So you basically, it's really helpful, for like if you're playing against Yveltal or Seismitoad or Garatina or some other troll deck that wants to rip you apart.
Then we have Lysander to snipe off those shamans or any card.
No, the thing is, Lysander's just there so you can disrupt your opponent. So, like, if let's say they're using Toad like crazy, so you can just Lysander up their shaman so they can't. It stops them from toading. You can just kill the shaman too.
And then we have Hex Maniac to disable all abilities for the next turn.
That's pretty good.
And you know that could be useful for really anything, but you can't use Abyssal Hand, and that's supporters. And all of the trainers. So let's just get all of these cards.
So you might be thinking, why don't you use Rough Seas? Well, Rough Seas can be a problem when you're playing against an opponent's water deck. They can take advantage of it, and
then we just run
6
water energy.
They're all shiny.
We could recycle them too because we have
shiny.
We run 2 fishermen, so it's a good way to get them back.
Old cards. So, we'll lay out the cards really quick. Here. So that's the deck. I can't see it. So we're gonna lay out this deck really quickly. So and
let's just get it.
Yeah. I'll lay out the deck really quick, and we can all see what it looks like to its premium form, or not, I guess. Okay, so
Anyway, well, we'll show you. We'll probably do a video.
We're gonna be
battling.
So later this week, we are going to do. Later this month, probably. We're probably going to be doing a video where Niall makes his own deck and hopefully doesn't screw up the deck review. And makes his own deck review on his own time. And we're gonna duel it out probably. Actually, I don't think we're gonna be able to do it until for a little while because we're both going places for about a few weeks. So, yeah. So this is probably not gonna. This is not gonna be the last video for a while. We're probably gonna upload videos. He's gonna be upload. Niall is gonna be uploading a what's it called? A unboxing of like Blastoise. I'm probably gonna do some Pokemon TCG Online. We could probably do Pokemon TCG Online together. So yeah. Subscribe, leave a like, tell your friends. Oh, here's a small shout out. So there's this person. His name is Pokemaster Kenny. He is one of my idols. He is a good friend of mine. He's helped me with some of my decks.
Except for your dark one. He
screwed that up.
You made it to his liking, not yours, I guess.
So check out his channel. It's called Pokemaster Kenny, I think. He might have changed it, but check that out. It's really cool. His videos are a little laggy, though. That's all. So, goodbye.
Bye.